Today we're going to do something interesting. If you can hear me with the loud music playing. You know, there have been greater games like the Rayman games that were a huge hit. You got Rayman Rush, the very first one from 1995. And its most likely successful sequels, Rayman Revolution, which is a pretty great game. And one of my favorite sequels, Rayman Free, which is a pretty great game too. There's been other great successful Rayman games out there. But what we're going to talk about today, before Rayman was a big huge hit, today we're going to talk about a character that deserved to have a franchise or a remake game or a sequel. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the one and only Plok. Yeah, as you can tell from all that annoying and flashing thing it's doing, which I'm trying to fix here. Here, our favorite character, Plok, was the very first character to not have any arms. Well, he does have arms and legs. And yeah, he hangs his arms and legs like that. His targets with his fist. Anyways, on with the story and the review of the game. You're basically playing Plok, a cute little red and yellow guy that changes his flag and gets his job for his great-grandpapa, Plok. While he left the island doing, Plok stuff, he realized his flag is gone. But if you're like a thief that steals his beloved flag and torturing the poor fella, this makes Plok humping mad. And he's out on an adventure to get his flag back. And can go out on an adventure of a lifetime. So the game begins, and you can tell he does jump like Mario and like Sonic. You collect seashells as power-up scores to get extra lives, and get the name Plok to get extra powers, or shall I say lives too. Actually, at the end of the stage, he'll keep on getting the wrong one that's not his flag. This is pretty much basically, not the entirety game of him getting a flag. There's more to that. And you basically go here and there, going most places to places. And you hit to a bonus stage by hitting a random fruit, and you'll get more seashells, the more extra lives you earn. And the backgrounds and music are beautifully done in this game. And I'll give it that. It's actually one of the greatest things about this game. Before Rayman was actually a thing. This game came out in 1993. What I do remember is its front cover that looks like claymation. Except the game is basically 2D. There's actually more than just a story of Plok getting his flag. And once you get to the very end of these stages, you encounter one of the most astonishing bosses. The first bosses are these ribbons are called. Only way to defeat them is just punch and kick them. That's all you do. And once you defeat them, you get your flag back, the real one. And you get the word plok continue, or if you lose all your lives. The other story plot of this game is our beloved hero Plok has to defeat the evil Queen Flea with her precious flea children roaming around the island. So it's up to our hero Plok to destroy the eggs and then have the ability to crawl and shoot his weapons. In this game, you do get more power-up weapons, like a rifle gun, flamethrower, most likely a ride, a motorcycle, which is pretty awesome. This game has lots of interesting levels. But now, let's get to the other one, where we see he talked about a backstory of his grand and Plok Paw. He calls them in this game, maybe. And we get to like the classical black and white color, seeing his grandpa with an interesting mustache, Pringle mustache. And then he tries to find interesting treasures. But as usual, he plays basically the same, and the bosses are basically the same ones. And there's not much else to say about this. So let's just cut to the chase and get back to the classical, colorful stage of Plok. So each of these levels are pretty much really long. I find it kind of strange that this game existed before Rayman was actually a thing, and his game came out in 1995 on PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Atari Jaguar, oh yeah, even on the Game Boy Advance. But we'll see if I ever have the chance to review the very first Rayman game. Most likely sequels and spin-offs. It's kind of sad that Plok doesn't get much attention in most people's reviews like he wants to be. But anyways, the bosses are pretty fabulously amazing. I do love these top hat guys. Only way you can hit them is by hitting the switch and when the spikes hit them, and you can punch them as much as you can. Moving on. You keep going on to these interesting stages that are pretty strange. Intro again. And you go here and there. It's just basic platforming games of avoiding spikes, water that can kill Plok since he can't swim. Never learns how to swim. This game is basically pretty awesome. I'm pretty much skipping all of these because some of these stages are kind of like a maze and some of them are pretty long, and you see one of the weird looking enemies, easy to see, including the flower face one you saw. You can still punch him a few times. The game will become a little bit more challenging later on. And once you reach your goal to the end and find another boss, which is a giant spider. I do like the designs of these bosses. They're pretty amazing and the music is freaking awesome. just like them a few times and they are done for. And you go to the mountain side and face the giant and head guy, and the level gets a little bit more challenging. Find more bosses and jump on platforms that'll float you to the top. Also, this mountain stage will force you to lose your arms and legs, so you have no choice but to get to the other sides into about your arms and legs. You can find another way to the other side, which makes the game pretty challengingly tough. Alright, let's wrap this up because this video can only last for like 15 minutes. Another boss is a giant Easter head guy, which I will not show you if you play the entirety of the game. So let's just wrap this up. Okay, probably well now. Oh, he's a big monster that's blue, got giant fist. If you have to keep hitting his fist many times, and most likely his head. Like him a few times here and there. Avoided boulders. And we get to the final level where you use a spring to get to the final boss. That's Queen Flea. But you have to use your spring to use and defeat and use as a havoc cutter to get through the final stage and defeat the evil Flea Queen once and for all. And yes, this is the final boss of the entirety of the game. And our hero Plok has to defeat her, or ending her reign of terror for good. And like that, you beat the game. And Plok saves the entire island from the evil Queen Flea. And our beloved hero takes a long nap. I'm not kidding. He takes a long nap, and you get pretty much the most disappointing ending out there. If you find this ending kind of disappointing, I can't blame you from all the gameplay you've gotten so far. But don't worry, our hero does come back in the comic book series. Which I will not show you, but the animation of this game is perfectly great. Music is amazing. Graphics are stupendous. Gameplay is also 9 out of 10 the greatest things about it. So this game basically came out before Rayman was a huge hit. Will they give Plok a sequel or a remake of this game? Hopefully you game developers creators are out there watching this. Please make this a thing. Video game characters like him that appeared once are long and dead now. Please bring somebody like this back. Our hero deserves to have another chance. Anyways, like and subscribe, people. I'll see you guys when I review another interesting video game review. Eli is here and signing out. Goodbye.